Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay. Well, let's learn English together. Welcome, welcome. Bing, 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 bong and kawanga. So, how is everybody today? Are you all ready? Relaxed and comfy? Sitting down on the sofa or on a chair? Coffee or tea close to you? Ready in both mind and body for another lesson where we look back at what we learned? You are? Well, that's fantastic news. Keith Harris and his monkey Cuddles. Great. Well, here we all are. You're over there, behind the camera, and I'm over here, in front of the camera, where the lights are as bright as the sun, but you don't end up with a good tan. Okay, enough piffle. It's time, once again, to have another look at some of the things we learned in the past few weeks. Here we go. And let's start with some more new prepositions. We saw these prepositions a few weeks ago in the 17th week in lesson 84. Most of what I said wasn't new, but there were a few new words there, weren't there? Well, okay, let's think about those new words. The first one we heard was towards. Now, towards is very similar to, but there's a big difference. This is to, and this is towards. So, can you see the difference? That's right. When we use the preposition of movement to, it shows that we know where the destination is. We know where I or you or it is going. We know where the final destination is. So we often see to used with travel. This train goes to Székesfehérvár, for example. Before we catch a train to Miskolc, we can ask, does this train go to Miskolc? If I send a letter, I put the address on the front of the envelope. This is to help the postman. When he looks at the letter, he knows where it's going to. He knows the destination. Now, look again at the picture for towards. Can you see the difference? That's right. When we use towards, we know the general direction, but we don't know the destination. We can say that the train is moving towards Székesfehérvár, but it's not going to Székesfehérvár. The train is not going to stop at Székesfehérvár, it's going to continue. In the same way, when we watch where a plane is flying, we can say the plane is flying towards Paris. We don't know where the plane's destination is. We don't know if the plane is going to Paris. Maybe the plane is going to London and it's just flying in the direction of Paris. Okay, good. Now, what other new vocabulary did we hear? Well, we heard two other new words, along and across. Has anyone got any ideas about those two? No? Well, let me show you. This is along, and this is across. Can you see the difference? Here they are together. So, when we use the preposition of movement along, we're talking about following the road or path or street. When we use the preposition of movement across, we're talking about not following the road, path or street. Now we're talking about crossing the road, path or street, moving from one side to the other side. If I say that I swam along the river, then we know that I was following the way that the river went. If I say that I swam across the river from Buda to Pest, then we know that I crossed the river, moving from one side to the other. Okay, great. Now, what else did we hear that was new? Well, there was a new word near the basilica. We ran past the basilica. Okay, so what does past mean? Well, have a look at this picture. This is past. So, that's past. I walked past the cinema, the hotel, and the factory. When Evie and I were running, we ran past the basilica. So the preposition of movement past is very similar to another preposition we know, isn't it? That's right. Think about the preposition of place in front of. Well, the preposition of movement past is the same idea, but this time with movement, not position. Now, listen again as I tell you about where we normally go running. When we go running, first we leave the flat. We go out of the front door. Then we lock the door and walk down the stairs to the ground floor. We open the door of the house and go out of the house. We run to the end of the street. At the end of the street, we turn left. We run to the end of this street, past a nice building, and turn right. Then we run along the road to Szabadság híd. The road goes past the Bárna. We run across Szabadság híd and turn left at the end of Szabadság híd. We run to Petőfi híd. When we get to Petőfi híd, we run under the bridge to the stairs. We run up the stairs and then we run over Petőfi híd. We cross the Danube again, this time from Buda to Pest. On the other side of the Danube, we run down the stairs and then we run past the Hév station at Boráros tér to the Palace of the Arts. We run up the stairs, over the Hév line and then down the stairs. Then we run back up the stairs, back over the Hév line and back down the stairs again. Then we run back to Petőfi híd. We run under Petőfi híd, through Nehru Park and then back to our house. When we get back to our house, we walk up the stairs to the second floor and go into the flat. Then we sit down. Good, lots of prepositions. Now, did you notice that I used across with one bridge and over with another? Really, there's not a big difference between over and across. But I always think that if it's flat, across is better. If the bridge is not flat but arched, then I think over is better. There was a new preposition of movement in there as well, wasn't there? Did you spot it? That's right, through. Well, let's have a look at through. This is through. So, we say through with sentences like, a man walked through the room. A bird flew into the room through a window. Through means moving in one side and out the other. But we can also use through when a hole is made. The bullet from the gun went through his hat. Now, here's another example of through. Just as Mike and Rick and Neil are sitting at the table, getting ready to eat, Viv comes into the room, through the wall. So, did you notice how Vivian came into the room? That's right. In that scene, Vivian came through the wall. Okay, great. And now, let's look at something else we learned in the past few weeks. In week 18, we looked at which and some other question words. Do you remember? When do we use the word which? Well, the word which is a question word. We know different question words, don't we? We know what, how, when, why, how long, and who. Okay, so when do we use them? Well, we use what to ask for specific information. What's your name? We can also use what with a noun to ask for information. What colour is your car? We use how to ask about the way something happens. How did he kiss the angry Rottweiler? He kissed the angry Rottweiler carefully. We use when to ask about the time something happened. When did your train arrive? When's your birthday? We use why to ask the reason for something. Darth, why did you kill Yoda? Because he was small and green. Why did the chicken cross the road? I don't know. We use how long to ask about the length of time. How long did you spend in America? 2 weeks. How long does it take to drive to London? About 16 hours. We use who to ask about someone's identity. Who's that man outside your window? I don't know! Quick, call the police! Who played Batman in the original film? Adam West, of course. Now, which is similar to what, but. We use which when there is a choice, when there is more than one possibility. Normally, when we use which, there are a few possibilities, 2 or 3 or 4, for example. Which door is yours? That one, the red one. Another difference between what and which is that what is more general, which is more specific. What colour are her teeth? Yellow! But we say, which colour do you prefer, red or white? Red. What is the biggest mammal in the world? The blue whale. Which is the biggest animal in the zoo? The elephant. So, we use which when there is more than one possibility. If we're doing a test in English, a multiple choice test, then every question has 4 possible answers: A, B, C or D. We have to choose the correct answer. We have to decide which is the correct answer. Look at the following question and decide which is the correct answer from the 4 possibilities. Where was St. Catherine of Siena born? A, Miskolc. B, Edinburgh. C, Siena. D, Toronto. So, which is the correct answer? A, B, C or D? That's right. Well done. The correct answer is D. Oh, sorry. I meant C. The correct answer is C. Good. You remembered all that too. Okay, well, it's time for us to say goodbye. I'm afraid today's lesson is over. We've run out of time. Okay, well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. You've been watching me, Gav Duncan, on M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. Don't forget to check out all the videos at www.m5tv.hu. Like I said, I'm Gav Duncan, and Carloi Mori is Jeffrey Banana. I'm Gav Duncan, and I'll see you next lesson. See you later. Bye.